Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining today's training on our new Allison James app. We have gone ahead and created our own app for easier access to tools, systems, and communication with our corporate team, your broker, and fellow Allison James agents. I can't wait to see what you all think about it. Our new app is available for download on both Android and Apple devices. You can find it by searching Allison James in your Google Play or your App Store. There is also a desktop version of the app, and today's training will be on the desktop version. But it is going to look the same as the mobile app. The mobile version is just a little bit more condensed, but the functionality of the app is the same whether you're in the mobile version or the desktop version. We will be doing an overview training today, but if you would like to schedule a one-on-one call to go over more information, I'm going to show you how to do that right from within the app. Everyone should have received a welcome email to activate your account this morning. This email subject line is welcome to the Allison James app. If you have not yet received that email, please go ahead and type into the chat box of the webinar, and I will go ahead and resend that email to you as soon as this webinar is complete. Also, if you have any questions during today's training, please go ahead and type those into the chat box as well. And I'm going to hold off on all questions until the end of the webinar, but please feel free to type those questions in as they come up. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get started with today's training. Again, this is on the desktop version. To access the desktop version of the app, you are going to go to allisonjames.converse.com. Now, Converse is just the company where we created the app within. I'm going to go ahead and put this link into the chat box so you all have it on hand. Again, that is allisonjames.converse.com. Now, once you go to that desktop link and you sign in, your dashboard of the app is going to look very similar to what you see on my screen here. I'm going to go ahead and start with the header up at the top. And when you're logged in, you're going to go ahead and see that you have a colored circle here. Mine is yellow. Yours might be blue, green, purple, whatever it may be. But it's going to have your initials inside. When you click on this, it's going to bring up a drop down, and we're going to go through each one of these starting with My Settings. Under My Settings, it does bring up your profile. Now, you can go ahead and upload a photo to your profile by simply clicking on this camera button. When you update a profile image, I recommend uploading some sort of headshot. That's going to go ahead and replace this colored circle with your initials with the headshot you upload. Also, you can update your banner image. When you update the banner image, it's going to fill in this gray rectangle with the image of your choice. So I've been telling agents if they want to put in a picture of their family, a picture of their dog, maybe your favorite picture that you've taken of a sunset, the mountains, whatever that may be, this is going to help personalize your profile a little bit more. So have a little bit of fun with that. Another way to personalize your profile is going to be by clicking on this Edit Profile button under the Controls. And this is going to go ahead and bring up a new window. Now you'll see when you do this, it's going to have your first name and last name in here. And then you can fill in as many of these fields as you'd like, such as title, location. You can also put in a bio in here. As you scroll down, you're going to see that there's many fields that you can fill in. Now, you don't have to. None of these are required. But if you do choose to fill in anything within this box, always make sure you scroll all the way to the bottom and click on Publish. This is going to ensure that everything within your profile settings saves. All right? So that is editing the profile. Next in this dropdown is the subscriptions. Now, this is where it's going to show you the rooms in the app in which you are subscribed to that you will receive notifications on. You'll see that there's this green button here, and it almost looks like a small Wi-Fi signal, in my opinion. You'll see anything that's highlighted green means that I'm subscribed to that room. If I want to unsubscribe from that room and no longer receive notifications when something happens within that room, all I have to do is click on it, and it's going to gray out that signal and subscribe button, which means I'm no longer subscribed. So again, it's as easy as just a click to subscribe and unsubscribe from any of these rooms in here. Now again, these subscription settings are rooms you are subscribed to in which you will receive notifications. The next section is notifications, and this is how you will receive those notifications. So there are two ways to receive notifications within the app. We have email notifications and push notifications. Email notifications simply means anytime that something happens in a room that you're subscribed to, or something happens to one of your tickets or posts, which I'm going to talk about here in a few minutes, you're going to receive an email on it. Push notifications. You do need to have the mobile app downloaded for push notifications, but that's just going to mean anytime you get a notification, it's going to pop up on your phone, much like if you were to receive a text message, for example. We do recommend having at least one of these turned on, but if for some reason you do not want to, let's say, receive email notifications, we all know our inboxes are already flooded, so maybe we want to turn off these email notifications. All I'm going to do is click on this green toggle button. It's going to pop up a warning just letting me know by turning off you will no longer receive email notifications from Allison James. And then I'm just going to click on this turn off button. All right. Next thing under this drop down, and last thing I'm going to go over in this drop down, is the log out button. Logging out is not necessary, especially if you're using it on the mobile app. The only time you may want to log out is if you're using a shared computer. All right. Next on this header, I am going to see this plus button, and I'm going to go over this more in depth later on in the training, but basically this is how you will add a post or a ticket into one of the rooms. Now, that doesn't make sense right now, but I promise I will talk about that and everything's going to come full circle. Next, we have our magnifying glass. This is actually the best way to search within the app. So let's say, for example, I want to search for KB Core videos. I can go ahead and type in the keyword KB Core, click on search, and in my search results over here, it's going to bring up everything that applies to KB Core. Now I can stay general, or I can get more specific with my keywords as well. For example, if I wanted to type in KB Core video and search that, it's going to bring up everything related to KB Core video. So again, this is going to be the best way to search within the app. So that is our header. Now I'm going to jump over here to the far left-hand side, which is the main navigation panel of the app. And I'm going to start with the home button at the very, very top. This home is going to act as your daily news feed, which is going to show you any recent updates that have been made in the app. So you can think of this such as your Facebook news feed or your Twitter news feed, anything like that. Next, we have our notifications inbox. This notifications inbox is going to show you exactly what we had just gone over, which is email and push notifications, but you'll also see that you have a whole notifications inbox here. So by going to this notifications inbox, you're going to be able to see all notifications that you've received right within the app as well. All right. Next, the first main section on here, as you can see, is the company info section. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the corporate calendar to start. Now this corporate calendar is going to bring up any events that we have scheduled. For example, on March 25th, we do have a national webinar for 5 tools to streamline your social media strategy. We do have an event description here, and to register, all you have to do is click on the link at the bottom to register for this event. Now in the future, when we're able to host live events again, maybe we do a local happy hour in your area, something along those lines, we are going to use this calendar for you to RSVP, and you can simply click on attending or not attending. But just keep in mind, this clicking attending or not attending for virtual events is not going to register you. You do have to come in here and click here to register. So make sure you are registering if that is part of the description. Now there are a few different ways to view the calendar. Right now I'm viewing it as a month, but I can also view as a week, a day, or my personal favorite is actually the list view. This allows me to see every event in a list way and be able to scroll through the different weeks. So find your favorite view of the calendar and go ahead and start registering for some of these events on here. Next, we have our corporate news section. We have gone ahead and added this room to cut back on the number of emails our corporate team is sending out. So moving forward, we will just go ahead and post in here with anything new that's happening in which you need to be aware of or any important updates. You'll see that in your account, anytime I come into a room that I'm subscribed to, which by default all agents are going to be subscribed to the corporate newsroom, you'll see this little subscribe button at the top, and it's highlighted green. Now, if I'm in a room that I'm not subscribed to, this subscribe button will still be here, but again, it's going to be grayed out, just like what we talked about when we were in the subscription settings. So that's another way for you to see whether you're subscribed to a room or not. All right. Next, we have our marketplace section, and the first thing in here is marketing materials. If you're looking for an Allison James logo or an Allison James letterhead, or maybe a nice Zoom background to use, much like the one I'm using today, you guys can come in here and actually easily download anything you need. So, for example, if I needed our Allison James letterhead, I can click here, and there's an easy download button here, which is going to download this letterhead to your computer as a PDF. Very simple click of a button download. Next, we have our video library. Our video library is where you can find any training videos in the app. You'll see here that we have a few different folders in this room. We have apps and tools, expert talk, kvCORE, and SkySlope. So if I just wanted to view SkySlope videos, for example, I'm just going to go ahead and click SkySlope, and it's going to open up this SkySlope folder and only show me SkySlope videos. Another way to browse through the folders is by using this drop-down menu up at the top, and I can browse through the different folders here. Also, if I were to go back into any of these folders, such as all folders, and I wanted to browse through all videos, I can also use the search box here. Okay. Next, we have our kvCORE platform. So our kvCORE room does have a bunch of tools that you can use within your kvCORE account. Now, the majority of these tools are they need to be purchased through the kvCORE marketplace. So what we've done is we've gone ahead and created a really easy way for you to go ahead and purchase these. All you have to do is click on the one that you're interested in. It's going to jump you over to the kvCORE marketplace, where you can go ahead and learn more and continue on with your purchase if you wish to do so. Next, we have our one-on-one calls. This is where you can go to schedule any one-on-one call with a member of our corporate team. Like I said in the beginning, today's training is an overview training of the app, but I told you I was going to show you where you can book a one-on-one call, which is in this one-on-one call section. And at the very top, you're going to see Allison James app one-on-one call. When I click on this, it's going to give me a brief description of what this call is, along with a link to schedule your call with us. We also have kvCORE one-on-ones, SkySlope, and we have social media consultations as well. OpCity leads. If you have not yet signed up to receive OpCity leads and you would like to, you just have to come into this OpCity room. We have a brief video description about what OpCity is, along with a written description. And down at the very bottom, we have a link to click and complete the OpCity application. Next, we have resources. And the first thing in here is policies and procedures. So if you are looking for a copy of our liability insurance policy, or maybe our any E&O insurance policies as well, you can go ahead and click on any of these. You'll see that we do have all states E&O insurance in here, but if you need yours, which is Texas, you can easily come down here, click on the download button. Again, very easy to download everything within this app. Next, we have our corporate forms section, which is where you can come in to update your banking information or credit card information. We also have our Allison James W-9 and wiring instructions in this room as well. Next, we have Agent FAQs. This Agent FAQs is a place where you can come in to find frequently asked questions that we get asked here at corporate, with answers to each one of those. So feel free to browse through these as you wish. You can always come to us here at corporate as well, and we'd be happy to answer those questions for you too. Which kind of leads me into my next section, which is the help desk rooms. So I'm going to start with the corporate help desk. This is going to be a great way to communicate with your corporate team. So moving forward, instead of emailing corporate, you do now have the ability to submit a help desk ticket. You're going to be able to see all of your tickets you've created in this room right here, so that you can easily keep track of them. For today's training, I'm going to use the example of needing a CDA revision. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and come into this corporate help desk, and I'm going to click on this plus button, which I know I said earlier that it would make sense, so here we are. So I click on this plus button. I don't need to do anything with this room because I'm already in this corporate help desk, but we do have different folders for each department. So if you needed to reach accounting, agent relations, management, marketing, processing, recruiting, or a support team, go ahead and select the one that is applicable to your question. If you don't know which department your question applies to, that is okay. Just go ahead and select a general question. Then you're going to go ahead and put in your subject. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my subject, which, like I said, for training purposes, I'm going to use the example that I need a CDA revision. So I went ahead and put in my property address. I'm going to go ahead and put in my description saying sales price was reduced to $185,000. New gross commission is $5,550. Please revise the CDA. So I put all my information in here. Then as I scroll down, we have an urgency of issue. Now this urgency of issue isn't a required field by any means, but let's say that this 1234 Sample Street is closing today and I need this CDA revised right away. So I can actually come in here and choose a high urgency. This is going to notify our corporate team that this is really important and we need to get this taken care of as soon as possible. Now you'll see when you scroll down, you can also add an attachment that also kind of depends on what your question may be. So if you do need to add an attachment, you can easily do so here. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on publish. And when I do that, my ticket is going to pop up here. So we have our 1234 Sample Street showing the description that I went ahead and put in there. Now, when I clicked publish, Lisa Corsoletti from our processing department receives this and she's going to respond to you within the ticket once that revised CDA has been issued. Now, anytime something happens with your ticket, you are going to get a notification on it. For example, let's say that Lisa is in the middle of issuing this revised CDA. She can go ahead and change this status to in progress. You'll get notified of that. Once the revised CDA has been issued, she can comment on here and say, hey, Tori, your revised CDA for 1234 Sample Street has been issued. Let me know if there's anything else I can help you with. She can comment on there. I'm going to get notified of it. Once everything has completely been taken care of, she's going to close out this ticket, which means everything's been taken care of. There's nothing else needed with this 1234 Sample Street CDA revision. So she's going to go ahead and close this ticket. I'm going to get notified of it. All right. So again, this is going to be a great way for you to communicate with your corporate team and keep track of any requests that you've submitted. Next, we have our Texas Broker Help Desk room. This is going to be a good way for you to communicate with your broker, Joe Rodriguez. Now, again, instead of emailing him, you can submit a broker help desk ticket. Now, again, you're going to only be able to see tickets that you've created in this room, so you can easily keep track of them. So for this example, I'm going to say that we need a file approval in SkySlope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into my Texas Broker Help Desk. I'm going to click on the plus sign in the upper right-hand corner. And we do have different folders for the brokers as well. So we have board MLS questions, file approval request, and general question. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this file approval request folder. I'm going to go ahead and put in my 1234 Sample Street test. And I'm going to say, hi, Joe. Please approve this file. Closing is today. And again, I can go ahead and put in an urgency of issue. For this example, since closing is today, I'm going to go ahead and select a high urgency. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on publish. Now, when I do this, Joe is going to get notified that I went ahead and submitted a ticket to him. Again, he can come in here, change the status. Anytime the status is changed or a comment is left on your ticket, you're going to get notified. So if for some reason I'm missing something, he can't approve the file, he can go ahead and come in here and say, hey, Tori, I can't approve your file until blank is uploaded. Please upload that and then I can approve the file. He can post that comment, and maybe while he's waiting for me to upload that specific document that's needed, he might change this to waiting for response. I'm going to get notified of all those things happening. Okay. Once the file has been approved, he can go ahead and comment on here saying, hey, Tori, your file has been approved, and he can close out the ticket. All communication that happens within this ticket that is in regards to this file getting approved, you can comment on here, Joe can comment on here, and you guys can have back and forth communication right here within this ticket. So it is a great way to communicate. So again, moving forward, please use the broker help desk room to submit requests to your broker directly. Next, we have our discussion rooms. So the first one in here is a nationwide discussion. This is where you can openly communicate with all Allison James agents in any state. So a good example of using this nationwide discussion room would be maybe you're looking for an agent in another area. For example, let's go ahead and say, looking for an agent in Las Vegas. And I can say, hi, I have a client to refer over. Any agents in the Las Vegas area? And once I go ahead and scroll down and publish this, all Allison James agents on a nationwide basis are going to get notified of this. So that's an example of how you would use the nationwide. I'm not going to post one in here just because I don't want you, along with all your other fellow Allison James agents, to get a notification of this. But let me go ahead and come in here and show you what it looks like once something is posted. So we do have a couple weeks ago, I went ahead and posted in here, welcome to the nationwide discussion room. So this is what it looks like. This is what your post would look like if you were to put a post in the discussion room. You can like it, you can comment on it. You'll see that we do have a few posts already going on, so feel free to jump in and talk and leave comments on any of these posts. For example, we have an agent who posted about limited inventory in San Diego and asking how everyone else's market is looking. And we have a few comments on here. So if you want to come in here and join in on this conversation, all you have to do is click on the comment button, leave a comment yourself. Okay. So again, feel free to jump in on any of these conversations, but if you have your own post that you want to create within the nationwide discussion room, you're just going to go ahead and click on the plus button in the upper right-hand corner. We also have a Texas discussion room. So this is where you can come in and communicate with your fellow Texas agents. So let's say you're looking for a photographer in a local area. I'm going to go ahead and click on the plus button. I'm going to say, looking for a photographer, and we're going to say in Dallas. Hi, any recommendations for photographers in the Dallas area? And again, I would scroll down and click on publish. This is going to publish this to the Texas discussion room, and then my fellow Texas agents will be able to like it or comment on it if they do have any recommendations for me. I did go in and create a welcome to the Texas discussion room post this morning. So feel free to come in here, like it, comment on it. Let us know what you think about the app right in here. Or if you have your own discussion that you would like to start, again, just click on the plus button at the top. Now, the next section is the link section. And this is actually one of my favorite features of the app. And I think it's going to be yours as well. So we do have a bunch of different systems, as you know, that we use here at Allison James, and each one requires different login information. So if you're one of those people like me who find yourself searching for your passwords every day, those days are over for kvCORE, SkySlope, and ExpressDocs, because the Allison James app actually has a single sign-on feature where if I were to click on SkySlope from within my app, it's going to automatically open up SkySlope for me in a new window, and I'm already going to be logged in. I don't need to put in my email, and I don't need to put in a password. It's going to work the same way for kvCORE and ExpressDocs if I have logins for those as well. So that's a really, really fun and easy feature. Makes your life a little bit easier. Next thing I want to talk about is private posts. And this private post feature is a way for you to contact anyone directly from within the app. So again, this can be any member of the app, whether it's a fellow agent, whether it's a corporate team member, whether it's your broker. A private post is a great way to communicate with that person privately. So I'm going to use myself as an example. If you need to contact me for any reason with a question or an issue, or you just want to say hi, all you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to click on the search button at the top. You're going to go ahead and change this search to member, and you're going to type in the member's name that you're looking for. So again, I'm using myself as an example. What you're going to do is you're going to click on the profile, which if you do need to get in touch with me and want to send me a private post, just go ahead and click on my profile that has my headshot. Underneath my name and title, you'll see a button that says send a private post. When I click on that, it's going to pull up this window, and I'm going to be able to put in my title and my description. So this acts as an email in a way. So once I click publish, then I'm going to be able to see my private post. I'm going to get notified of it because you notified me, and then it's also going to go into your private post section under my tools. So you'll see this is what a private post looks like. It looks just like everything else within the app with the likes, the comments, etc. So if you want to practice setting private posts, please feel free to send me one. If you just want to drop it and say hi like Victoria did here, you're more than welcome to do that. Okay? Again, that's a way for you to communicate with anybody within the app. Next is the team chat, and this is the last thing I'm going to go over today. The team chat feature is a way for you to start a chat with anyone within the app. So a good example of using this team chat would be to chat with our support team. So what I would do is I'm going to go ahead and click on this plus button over by the team chat. I'm going to go ahead and name this chat Ask Allison James. And you can do exactly what I'm doing here because we actually have a member in here called Ask Allison James. And that is our support team. So feel free to create this own chat yourself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the confirm button. And it takes a few seconds to create that chat. But once it's created, you'll see at the top, we do have our subscribe button that's turned green. So anytime something happens within this chat, I'm going to get notified of it. You'll also see that the name of the chat is here. And when you click on this small button that has the outline of people, you can click on that and see who the members are in this chat. Okay, so I can actually chat in here and say, hi, I need a logo, please. Now, I do want to point out that yes, this seems like more of an instant way to get in touch with a team member. Just keep in mind that maybe we're on the phone, maybe it's after hours or the weekend. So yes, it does seem like a more instant way, but just be mindful that this is not a chat bot, even though she just responded super quickly, which we try and be really good about that, as you guys know. She went ahead and gave me the logos. So when I click on that link she sent me, it takes me to the logos. Now I can come back into my chats and say thank you. But again, this is not a chat bot. This is an actual person responding. So if you don't get the response right away, just be mindful that we'll get back to you as soon as we can, okay? Another good way that you can use this team chat would maybe be is to use this to have an ongoing chat with your broker. So you can actually come in here, click on the plus button, and you can go ahead and maybe create this chat with Joe, and then you would search for Joe under the members and create an ongoing chat with him. Okay, so again, these are not chat bots, these are actual people responding. Now, next time I need something, if I need to get a hold of our support team again and I want to do that via chat, I don't need to come in here and create another chat. I can keep using this same chat. This one is not going to go anywhere now that I've created it. All right, so that is the team chat feature. So we have been looking for a long time for a platform which would be a true one-stop shop to access anything you need, provide easy communication with your broker, the corporate team, and your fellow agents, as well as instant access to our systems. We always want to try and make things easier for you to access, and we strongly feel like this app is going to do just that and help bring everything and everyone together. We have gone ahead and built this app out with the basics to start, and we will be adding additional features to make the app a little bit more local with additional ways to communicate, such as an open house room or an investors looking for properties room, and much more. But to make this app successful, we need everyone to utilize it as much as possible. So that does wrap up my training for today.